Hey, good morning, everyone. So I was kind of up this early this morning. Well, I'm up early every morning, and I've been working on a ton of projects. And as promised, I'm going to be doing more um, videos because I've created a couple of projects. My my art diary studio class, which is a membership class. Many of you have started joining it. It's only $25 a month, but I'm going to be helping sort of be there for you along the way in journaling daily. It's definitely weekly with journal prompts. You'll get every week some vlogs from me. We'll get a couple of full videos a month of different processes of me working in the journals. And also, as I've told you guys, I've started Patreon, which will be up very soon. And for a little $1 a month, we will continue to work together. You'll also get monthly downloadable printables of like for instance, this is the Gelli print I'm going to show you of how I use this Gelli print that I've done a while ago. But you'll get printables of my Gelli prints that you can play with, that you can do some art cards and things for inside of your journal. So I'm going to show you guys a lot of stuff. Probably a lot of videos will be like this early in the morning because I'm in Arizona. And before I get going myself in the studio, because I can show you what I've done the day before. So hopefully you guys will like this format. I will put some up here on YouTube. But a lot of them will be over on Patreon. Well, some of them, I'll still show you guys what I'm doing here on YouTube because, everybody doesn't have to sign up on some of my other programs. But so we'll see. It'll go good. Okay. So I'm having my coffee. And so let me show you this is what I call my GelliJunkAdori. Yeah. I sit around when I'm working and I play in my mind and I'm thinking, oh, GelliJunkAdori, because I love Midori styles. And I actually make these Midori style journals. I can see if you can tell, but with the elastic. And I'm going to show you guys how I make this one. This I'll do a longer tutorial on. And I'll show how I'll do a lot of book tutorials and what have you over on Patreon, as well as in the membership class, because I'm a master book binder. I learned it years ago. I taught it at the Corcoran in the book arts program in the printmaking department. And though I can make very complex structures, I find that I try to take what I know about complex book structures and work them into easier structures that I can teach. And they're just fun, like you don't have to go through a whole lot to make traditional book. So this book right here, though it has a very traditional look to it, is not sewn except for to move the cords through, this elastic through. It's a very flexible structure. It's very easy to make, but yet it's a lot of fun to do. So I'm going to show you this, but as I go along, I'm going to show you how I've incorporated my GelliJunk. So my GelliJunk are a lot of prints that I'm making that I didn't finish or didn't like the way they turned out to use them in any other kind of art, or they're the pages that I rub ink off on. So there's still a lot of white spaces on them. So you can actually use this to journal on or keep notes. Oftentimes I'll use these as travel journals because they've just got a lot of goodies already in them, but then it's easy just to use washi tape to stick business cards in, postcards, different things that, you pick up along the way. So they're already fun, but there's still a whole lot that you can do with these to add to. So it's going to be a process of me kind of going back and forth and showing you things. Also, you guys know I just put up my, and actually there's some onion skin in here too, but you guys know I just put up my OnionSkin packs. I was able to get enough together to at least give you guys a really yummy chunk of different types of onion skin paper. There are 50 pages. There are actually maybe 50 plus pages in each of those packs, plus additional 40 pages of other type of office ephemera that I use. And I plan to show you, I put the packs up yesterday, and I plan to show you guys how I'm using some of the stuff that's in the packs, but the packs are nearly gone. So, but it doesn't mean that you can't still source things. And as I get more, I'll keep on looking for onion skin. And as I do, I will periodically put a few packs up for you guys. But also for everybody who purchased packs, I'm throwing in some really, 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 really special pieces from my stash. I'll give each of you one piece to throw in there just as a little thank you and as a little special from my heart to yours, because I know we're of the same tribe. We're all here together doing our Gelli printing and our books and our stuff in our studio. So this is some really special onion skin. This is really hard to find too, but it's old legal paper. This was legal, text with the red lines running down the side. And a lot of times the notes for the document would be put in this margin. But it was on onion skin typewriting paper, of course. So I have some of this. So you'll either get a sheet of this or you'll get a sheet of this, which I found a few years back. It's actually stationery paper. It's Eaton's, which is one of the top manufacturers of this onion skin. But look how cute the little box is. And it's got it's butter yellow. It's not showing up in here very well because of my lighting, but it's a really pretty yellow. And it was stationery paper. So I had a box of this, and I haven't really used a lot of it, but I have a project I'm working on with this. So, but I'm going to share either a sheet of this or a sheet of this in each of you guys' packs when you order the Gelli packs. So I just want to show that to you so you guys will know you got something special coming. Okay, let's get into it. So I'm still working on this. And like I said, I'm going to finish this little journal. I'm going to finish off the closures, and I'm going to show how it's made in a different video. But I wanted to show you guys this because I wanted to show you how I make the other little accessories to go in. So my plan is to take this piece and glue it here, but I have another piece that's going to come out and wrap around. Actually, I have some what is it, silk, eco-dyed silk that I use, like avocados or turmeric and stuff like that. So I think I'm actually going to use that to put in here and finish it off, but I'll show you guys how that's done. So in the meantime, this is what we have inside. So you can see it's really lush, lots of stuff in here. So there's 4 sections, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And you can see just by starting off, this is just a page that I did Gelli printing on. I did other mono printing. I used like my distress stains. You guys know how much I love that. In fact, I used distress. These circles were white. I mean, okay, these are gold. And then I used my sort of warm tones. And when I was done, I used this distress one here, the pumice stone, over the whole thing. And it kind of made it sort of this gray tones, which I love. So it really grunged it up nicely. I like this one. The other one I have on my desk right now I was working with is the Vintage Photo, which is nice also. So anyway, I have some of this African Kuba cloth. I have lots of it. And I think I'm going to do some, I'll also be making some, what do you call it, fabric packs, because I have a ton of this. A friend of mine who is fashion designer does really beautiful high-end dresses. I mean, they're a couple $1,000s because she uses a lot of this African Kuba cloth and what have you in it. She always gifts me so many of these pieces, and we actually do exchange. I exchange some of my art for some of this. So I do, I pay for it, but like it's a trade-off. But I have a lot of this, and I thought I would share some of this with you guys because this stuff is hard to find. But if you like organic, grunge, sort of like my sort of style, then I know you guys will be looking at this stuff thinking, where the heck do I get that? So I'm gonna put some of these packs together of this type of stuff, so you'll see. But anyway, so look, the first page is actually deli paper that I use to put my ink on, my paints and stuff on. You know how it dries? I use it as a palette, and it dries. And I probably should Mod Podge this so it all stays in place. I think I will. But anyway, and then it's just a big palette sheet. And so when it dries, I was like, oh, I like this. So I always save them. And then I tore this down to make a page. This right here is OnionSkin that I did some Sumi ink stuff on. And then using this little pen, it's a Japanese brand. Actually, I got this in Australia. And I really like it. You know, they get so many Asian products that we don't get here because, you know, the Orient is so close to them. And I just found a lot of beautiful, like this just writes, I'll show you so nicely. I'll just find, see how this is all open? So, you know, it's just beautiful. And I get to do my language. Look how pretty that is. And the brush is perfect and everything. So I'm trying to source more of these. So if I can source some, I'll let you guys know if you want some, because these are really nice. And they're not like uber expensive either, but they're beautiful. Okay, so anyway, just do a quick flip. This is, like I said, OnionSkin. Now this is some of my Sumi brush painting paper. This is like a really inexpensive paper, like it's commonly called like rice paper or something like that. But yeah, this is nice, and this has been painted, and then a lot of my mark making. Now this is just a lot of the paper, like this is newsprint, and I use this a lot on my desk when I'm working. It has a lot of Sumi ink on it. Some of my my intuitive scripting I wrote on there. But it was longer, so I made a pocket and just folded it back. So when the pages are, I just take and fold them down. And I took one large sheet and folded it in half and got 2 pieces. So then what I do, this was actually longer, like I can show you back here how, you see. And then all I did was I took my little, you know, one of these little glue tapey things, and I just run it like that and then close it up. So that's how I make the pocket, like quick and easy, lemon squeezy, no problems. And then you got a pocket to put things in. So whenever I have something either large on the top, on the sides, or on, I have some in here that are on the bottom where I made pockets, I'll show you. Then that's how I do it. So I don't really do a whole, I like all this overhang on the edges. I love all that. I don't really care if it gets spent and stuff from folding it, because it just adds to the grunge and to the life of it. Okay, so here I wanted to show you guys. So these are some pockets, little cards that I made to go in the pockets. And I'll show you what I did for those. So in your packs that you're getting some full sheets of paper like this. I found these papers when I was sourcing in an antique store, like an old binder. It's like this old ruled paper in there. And I like the fact that it was, first of all, the lines were black, so it's easy to reproduce versus the blue lines. And then I liked how they were spaced wide apart. It just had like an old school look to them. So I've included a sheet of each line width in your packets. Let me see. We have that width. Let me see. I think I have another one over here. Do I have it for you guys? I don't know if this is a different one. Yeah, this one is a little, no, that's the same one. Well, there's one that's thicker and one that's thinner. I don't have it here on the desk. But so this is what I do with them. So I included them in the pack so you guys could use them to use them as a template so that you can reproduce them. So using a cardstock, and I actually included some of this cardstock in your packs so that you can kind of get an idea of what I do. But anyway, so using the cardstock, what I did is I just printed a full sheet and then cut it down. So let's say this is an example of a Gelli printed full sheet. On the back here is actually some of the red grid paper, and this has been included in your packs as well. And the pack actually already had an ink stain on it, and I like the ink stain, you know me, ink blots already on the pad where somebody had spilled some on there, whatever. So I just reproduced my sheet here with the ink stain. In fact, let me see, I think I can reach the original of it. Like this is the original piece somewhere. Did I bring it over here? I might have, oh, here it is. So here's the original piece right here that was in the pack. You can see the holes in it. And so what I did is I reproduced it. So what I did is I took this and this and reproduced it, but I've darkened this down because I knew that I wanted it to go into this journal. So I wanted to have more browns and grunge. So I changed the color palette, but this is the same print. And then I just Xeroxed it or copied it, photocopied it. So when I cut it down on the back side, it's going to be like, let me see, it's going to be like one of these, where on one side is the Gelli print, and on the other side are the lines. In this case, I decided to use that red grid on the back of this one. So in the packs, I've included some of each of these vintage kind of grid sheets, just so you have them. It's not like you can't go out and find. I mean, the red is a little harder to find, but like the blues and some of the other ones, it's not that it's impossible to find, but I figured since I was putting a pack together, why not throw the ones in that I use? So you already have them, you know what I mean? Versus having to go out and buy, you know, $3, $5, $10 pack to get each of the different ones. And then this I haven't seen before. So you've got one of each of these that you can use to make these cards for the journal. So that's what these are. So this is a front and back one. And what I've done is I'll show you here what I've done here. So I have one of these date stamp. Love, love, love these. I forget, I think I bought this online from one of the journalers. She's Asian. She has a shop. Found her on Instagram. I'm so sorry, I can't remember her name now. Oh my goodness. If I remember, I'll put it below this video if I can find it. But it's one of these, you see the name on it? Try to get it to focus. This focusing is a trip. But it's S-H-I-N-Y. Shiny is the name of the company. And so you can change it, like you can flip it open. The guys probably have seen this, but wait a minute. So you can flip it open, and then there's a little scroll, you know, like rolls here on the side, and you can change the dates. I love it. And then you can change this thing. There's other pieces for that. So what I've done here is, so today is the, today the 17th. So let me change this to the 17th. That one there. So, sorry. That's where doing anything on camera is always like more than when you actually are doing it yourself. Like all these things never roll when I'm actually doing it. Okay, there we go. So May 17th. And then sit down. So then I like to use the dye ink pad by Ranger because it really like doesn't move around. Like some of the inks, the ink pads, if you're not careful, when you go to work on top of them, they start smudging, but this one doesn't. So basically what I do here, what I did for those is I just basically stamped the card because I wanted it to have like, I'm gonna stamp the card off center. So I'm gonna stamp on one and part the way on the other like that, you know, just to kind of mix it up. And then what I did to turn it, like to make it like more, you know, cardy. You guys have seen this kind of stuff before. I'm sure this isn't new, but just showing you how I do them. I like to use this corner rounder. This is a small one. I have different depths, but this one just does a nice little round corner. And that's it. So that's how I make it. And then in these journals, you know, you just can slip them in the pockets, different places. And And then I made another art card using another jelly print. And this was just plain on the back. And I may use it as a flip. You know, you can actually use washi tape to tape it down, flip it up, that kind of thing. But this is just another one of my jelly prints. And this is actually a 2-layer one. When I went to reproduce it, I'll be showing you guys that also in class, how that's done. And then the thing that I like, little tip, haha, is these corrector pens from the dollar store. You get 2 of them for $1. And you know, you guys know how I like my dots and all my little writings. So let me see if I can find another piece here. Yeah. So on that one, you know, I just kind of added to it by, make sure this is working. Yeah, just have to hit it a couple times. And then it just makes neat little dots. Just a nice way to get a good white, because I'm always looking for a white. And I also can do my language with it, which I like. So it just adds another layer to what you're doing. And it's correction pen. I'm always hunting around the Dollar Trees for stuff, but I thought that was pretty cool. And it comes out and it dries nicely. So you can embellish these cards. This one here again, then you just take the corner rounder and round the corners. And so this is how I use a lot of my jelly prints to make my own card inserts, of course, because, you know, you want all your work to work well together. See how good that looks? And I made this jelly like months ago, but it works well together. So I wanted to show you guys that. Also with these pop cards that I have here, I wanted to show you. Now this paper is also in the pack. So this was made like with, okay, here's a number of my jelly prints that are made on this old like ABC school paper. And this is vintage stuff. I found this at a yard sale and the guy had like a couple of packs and of course I bought them both, but I like it because it's already so yellowed, but actually it doesn't tear. Like, I mean, this has already been jelly printed on and look how it dries nice and flat again. That's when you can tell that the paper is a decent quality, even though it's just like sort of everyday, probably nothing acid free about this. But so this is just some examples of some of my jelly prints on this paper. So this paper is in the packs as well. And then what I do, like in the case of what I showed you here, this is one that I've already did and cut down. So on one side is the actual jelly print. And on the other side is that paper that is included in the pack as well, the lined paper. So that way, you know, you can make your own cards for inside. And here again, just round the corners. You can cut this any size, but it just becomes a place where it just becomes another insert you can stick in and, you know, write on, make it a flap. And this is just reusing your jelly prints. And like some of these prints, you know, like I really like this one. I think this is a beautiful finished piece. At some point I am framing this, but at the same time, I can reuse it in these type of ways, which I really, really like. And this is also done on some of this linen finished paper. It's bond paper that will be in the packs as well. And I work a lot on bond paper because generally, come on, focus. Okay. Generally, it is has some cotton content to it. And so it does really print well and it holds the print. Like this has a ton of layers on it. You guys can see. I probably have about 12 layers on this. I mean, no joke. But look how like nice and flat the paper still is. It still has a nice hand to it. So, so what I do is here again, that's using this lined paper, and each of your packs has 5 sheets of this in it as well. And this prints up really beautifully. And then on the back, like I said, but you can put anything. I mean, obviously anything on the back. But I just show you how I do the two-sided copy. And then this paper, I'm going to show you why I'm showing you paper. This paper is also in the pack. And this is this drawing paper that it's new. It's not like it's vintage, but I love the color of this. And it's not easy to find it. Like, I can find it, like Michael's will carry it or Hobby Lobby will carry it, but they don't always seem to carry it. So when I find it, I just buy packs of it because I love printing on it. So I've also included like 5 sheets of this in your packs as well. So at least you can see what it is, decide if you like it. And then if you do, you can spend time trying to track it down at some of those places. Alrighty, so I wanted to show you guys that. This one right here is ready to be cut down to go in here. I'll be putting this in here. I love it. Okay, so let me finish showing you the structure. So as you can see, there's just lots of pages. This is just like a ripped page. This is a jelly print on there. I think I was just playing with this paper color and this color palette to see how this would work. I actually liked it. But this is like paper that it's paper I get from the hardware store. Yeah, I find stuff everywhere. I love the color. I love this green. So this is just ripped odd, as you can see. So a lot of this paper this is just copier paper that I was using to do some work. I'm just kind of get my mark making going on some of my brushes, but I never throw anything away. This is a Sumi ink. And so this is great, you know, as you can see, to take notes on, to hinge things in. So I hope this is making sense to you guys. And then this is the centerpiece that I have in here. I haven't finished cutting this. I decided I was going to do something else with it because this whole signature is not sewn. It's loose. So that means I can stick stuff in here. I'll show you. Like if I wanted to stick this card in there, I can literally stick it in like that. And where is it out on the other side? Let's see, where is it? Here, yeah. So see, I stuck it in between the signature and it's here, and then it's here. So what I like about this book style is that because it's tight, I mean, this stuff is not going anywhere. These pages will not fall out, but it's a loose structure so that I can add things where I want. And this is especially great for when you're traveling because, you know, a lot of times you don't have time to glue things in. You want to put it in that particular day. You might be out at a restaurant or something. You might want to write a thought down and you want this piece to be there because maybe it's a business card or maybe it's something that you were, you know, you just left the museum and you're having some lunch and this was a piece that you want. So you can just stick it right in here. And then later on, you can either leave it like that or you can take it back out and say, okay, now I'm going to put it here. So that's what I love, love, love about this particular book structure is it's so flexible because though it like you could keep it like this for 100 years and you don't have to worry about sewing it, but at the same time, it's very flexible. So here I just made these little tabs out of, let me see if I can get this up. I made these little tabs out of more of that Kuba cloth stuff that I have. And then just using one of these little black pens that come on clothing now. I like these little, can you see them? Little black pens. They're like, can I show you guys this? You know, they're like odd shape, sort of round the way they are. You find them on a lot of clothing patterns, clothing pieces. So then I just made a tab just using a little spare piece of, I like this paper because it's got like a metallic to it. So you don't have to worry about the back. Like the back here is just the metallic. But what I used here is some more stuff that I got from this store in Australia that I got this stuff from. But I guess it's like origami cloth tape. Oh, love. It has like guides on the back for cutting it, I guess. But it's a cloth tape. And so what I did is I just laid it down, cut a piece, laid it down onto this paper here. I'll show you how I did it so you guys can do it. I mean, you could do this with any kind of washi tape, of course, but let me see if I can get this. But this cloth tape I love. So I'm gonna try to see if I can source some more of this too, because, or maybe you guys can find it locally. Let me move this over because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. So just using this cardstock, it really does. I don't know if you can see, it's a really beautiful metallic paper. I got this at one of the stationery stores that that I get a lot of my office stationery papers, like the stuff that the bond papers and things that I'm using. I go and get it wholesale because then I can get a lot of it, and you can't like find it at a lot of these other places. So I'm pulling this off. Sorry, it's taking me a while. Okay, so just take it and put it down. It's like really beautiful cloth tape. So that, and then what I would do here is, let's just cut it. Use the scissors and just straighten it up. Okay. I'm gonna cut these corners off anyhow. So this is the bottom. So here again, I use my corner cutters to cut them. There, that's better. Like that. And so then what I do is I just simply cut the corner. So just cut, I'm sure this is not new to you guys. I'm sure you've seen this before. And then just flip the end over. And then just mirror that same cut so that it's pretty much even. And then kind of look at it, and I just take a piece off like that. Well, I never seem to cut it straight. And I would go straight across. And then using my small hole punch, just go right in the center and make a hole. And there we have our cloth, washi tape cloth, little, what do you call these things? Okay, my mind is like, some more coffee. Little, tab. Oh my goodness. Little label tab. So then what I did is, and what I did then is just use this pen. I'll show you. And that way you can see the pen better too. Because I know you guys are throwing these away. I bet. Because I threw them away for the longest time before I thought, Or maybe you guys are a lot more on it than me and you didn't throw them away. So if you have them, it's this type of little rounded kind of pen. I love it. And so then I just use it, and because this is cloth, my little tab here, I just kind of pin it on because I like things hanging out of my journals like that. So it can hang out if you want, but it also goes back inside. So, because since this one closes off, I want to make sure that everything that I do put on the edge is flexible enough, which is why I use the cloth for my tabs, because I know it's flexible enough to be able to be, done like this. But yet when I open it up, I still have, stuff that's there that can come out, etc. So this is just 4 signatures, like I said. Some more of that same deli paper that I use as a paint palette, like all that great paint on there. I'm not throwing that away. No way. So more pockets. This is a piece of brown paper. Same thing. It was all hanging down, so I made a pocket out of it. Both of let me show you. Both a side and and bottom pocket. So you can see that's a great place to put a card in there, ready to go. This is some more of the school paper that was, I was kind of doing some ink stuff and experimenting with one of my water pencil, watercolor pencils. And so this is more brown paper. So you guys can see stuff I had circles on. This I used to recreate circles for my printing. So as you guys can see, it's just more of the same. 4 signatures of it. Let me see if it's anything different. That's kind of what it looks like. Just lots of white paper you can see for writing, lots of pockets. So though and you could perfectly keep the book like this. You could just have it as your Gelli Junk Grunge book, and you might make notes on what colors you were using. This is Gelli printing on that cardstock, and then I came back with, I used the antique photo to stain it out. Just a lot of, this is more of the onion skin. This is yummy. This is brown paper with the Golden's Acridone Ozo Gold with the Sumi. And then this is the Golden's Antique Gold paint. So, I mean, all these paints are good paints. I mean, I used them to use, this was a mono print. I used this to make mono prints. Actually, this was the paper I used to mono print the front of this. That's how I got those circles. And I was just using this. This is that Gelli paper. But when I'm done, I'm looking, I'm like, oh, this is pretty. So, of course, I'm going to keep it. So this is my GelliJunkAdori book. Lots of stuff in here. And so I wanted to show you guys this because I wanted to show you how I use a lot of the papers that I have included. So for those of you who've ordered your packs and they're on their way, this video is definitely for you guys so you can see how you can use those packs. If a few of you were looking at them and wasn't sure, like how you may be able to use them, I wanted to show you this so you don't miss the opportunity. So then I do a video like a week or so from now and you're like, oh, shucks, I could have done that, and then the packs are gone. And then additionally, these ideas can be used for anything, any papers. You don't have to Gelli print them. You probably have a lot of papers that you can just already buy from the craft stores. You probably have tons of that stuff already, papers you've painted on. So it doesn't have to be Gelli printing alone. And also it's just another kind of inspirational little sort of junk journal idea. So there's a lot of applications, and a lot of you can simply, do things like this with your art prints and make your own kind of little insert cards and note cards that goes along with your work. So anyway, I just want to be able to show you guys this. I'm off on my morning now. It's still early here. It's just 7:30 in the morning. Yay. So I'm off with my day, but I wanted to be able to show you guys this and get it up so that you can see what I'm doing. And I will do a full tutorial on this book. So if you want to do it along with me, start collecting piles and piles of just old papers, because I probably used, I know I used a good 30 sheets, maybe 40 sheets, because I wanted a lot of it, but it's nice and squishy and it's lightweight. So anyway, okay, happy art making today, guys. And again, thanks again for following me and all the notes that you guys send me and emails. I really, really do appreciate it. I do try to respond to all of them. If I haven't responded, it's just because I didn't see it. But you can see I've got some other little things I'm working on here, other little book structures I'm going to be showing you guys. But anyway, so thanks a lot for all of that. And moving forward, I'm also thinking about doing some Junkadori exchanges. I'm still working out the details of how we can do it, but so that we can end up with one of these and it has all of our work in it. Like we'll all participate and put a sheet in there and do it. So anyway, some ideas for you. But anyhow, have a great day today. It's a Friday. Have a lovely weekend. And of course, as always, happy art making. From my studio at Rare Birds to you guys. All right, take care. Love you. Bye-bye.